Hey, there we go. We are connected. It is Campfire Chat with Sally and Jacqui. This is the last Thursday of the first month of 2025. And as promised, after our very first Campfire Chat that happened last month, which was New Year's Eve, I believe we did it, Jacqui.
Oh,
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. We did our very first Campfire Chat to talk about OmniSAM. And we asked if people wanted us to do this as a monthly thing. And then after Team Retreat, we put it in the calendar. So here we are, guys. Hi. If you are joining us on the live stream, please just pop it in the chat. Let us know if you're there. I'm still trying to sort out all my windows. Jacqui and I were both running around like crazy this morning trying to get ready. I had totally forgot that we were going to do this today, so I at least scheduled the live, Jacqui, but that was at midnight last night when I'm like, oh, yeah, that's tomorrow. Oh, Miss Jacqui Ashley. It has been a month, hasn't it? So I guess, this is just a chat. And to let you guys know, we have nothing. We have no dot points. We haven't discussed what we're going to talk about. Where Jackie's like,
fly by the seat of my pants.
That's what's happening a lot at the moment. And well,
that is actually what's happening a lot, I think. How about this? Now it's the beginning of the new year. The new year has started. And I think last year we, started chatting at the end of New Year's Eve, and we had, we had plans, and we had our team retreat. Did we talk about that? We did, didn't we, in our last one?
I don't know. No, because I think we just did a What's New in OmniSAM episode. So I don't think it was a campfire chat. It was really just to share what came out of the team retreat. But it wasn't just like one of these sort of casual chats. But yeah, a lot of stuff did come out of team retreat. Some big decisions.
It did. Big decisions, our plans for the New Year's, things had changed. How do you feel about the start of the new year? I'm glad we can laugh about it.
So many balls everywhere. It's raining balls.
Balls and balloons and things, and there's flying things everywhere. It's like what?
And we have slowed things down. So we haven't been running any marketing campaigns this month.
Not this month yet. Yeah, no. Reason being, right?
Yes.
Is one of the things.
Wow.
The most important thing that it is, right? The heart of the business.
Yeah.
That everyone should really, a big part of focusing on for retention is customer service, isn't it?
Yeah. And fulfillment. Fulfillment. That's the biggest part for us, wasn't it? Like that came out of last year. Like, we get 1,000 leads in a week. And then we sell and then fulfillment. And that was really hard to judge because, if somebody asked me how long it takes me to do something, that's probably a good question.
No, because you work pretty fast. Sally works she's like, and that's it. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. It's a you cannot compare with Sally on any tasks that because she really has a way of whizzing it through things, isn't it? One thing we did realize that because we grew so fast, I think that was a good thing. We also refined our target market, the clients that we want to work with, because we were serving a lot of different people and businesses at the same time. And, now we're kind of refining it. I think we've fine-tuned it, and we really kind of clarified who we want to work with.
Yes. So the Canva Made Easy Challenge was a great way to get people through the system, through the funnels, learn all the things that it's capable, not all the things. But and I really wanted, it's hard to, it's like with anything when you work with clients, right? You don't know what's not going to work until you're actually working with them. You can make an assumption, But
Yeah.
until we had live traffic through it, but fulfillment really at the end, being able, like we had a couple of clients that we went through probably about three staff members on one particular client's job, and it just kept going on and on and on. And luckily she was quite patient, but a lot of people weren't. And I get that, and we are so sorry for those who got sort of stuck in that staff member thing that happened. And there were a few people that we lost because of fulfillment. And, you know, me learning to delegate better, because I'm used to just, if I ask someone it doesn't get done, I usually just go do it. But that's not helping us long term.
No.
So,
that's a big learning, right?
It is. Learning how to delegate. I didn't realize how bad I was at delegating and how much I just take everything on myself until, you know, I'm realizing that every time I see something's not done, I'm jumping in and doing it, and then the things that I should be doing are not getting done. So that was, tricky. I would say the first part, I had a nest egg of a cash fund to start. And, you know, that has, like, with all startups, right, cash flow has been
the biggest thing.
The biggest thing. It wasn't hard at the beginning because I had a fund that was like, it was my security. If forever I wanted to, like, leave the previous business, I had that. And
it was your exit money.
It was my exit money, because I'd worked out, you know, if I had to get rid of the staff and I had to pay my software, how much money do I need for, like, you know, say a 90-day exit? So we've been using that to start up. Yeah.
And we hadn't paid ourselves because we've, you know, obviously wanted to build a cash flow. And it was interesting because someone had asked me this question. Well, hold on. Something for you to maybe share here with Sally that we can share with the audience is okay, you've got staff, etc. So why aren't you paying yourself? Well, why don't you pay yourself first before you pay the, you know, the staff? Why don't you do it yourself first? You know, because you should be paying yourself first and then build it.
Yes. But I think that if we can train the staff to fulfill the clients, then it's making our future better, right? So the goal here is that eventually we're looking for managers, right? Jacqui and I really just want to travel together, go and network and do live events together and just do the stuff we love and just turn up as the founders. Maybe we will still do really high ticket conversations, but the goal here is to build a business that we're not stuck in. Where,
correct,
you know, the last business, people weren't buying the method. They were but they were buying me. And, you know, that is not sustainable for me. I don't want to have to do fulfillment. I feel awesome that we pay people and we feed their families and all of that. But it's go without now to have more later. I think a lot of people really love the quick win, right? Like they need the quick win. They don't want to go without now to have more later. They want it all now. And I think and it's hard. Like I've said to my husband this week, I said to Danny, we might have to get the cleaner list. You know?
Oh, really? You actually started that conversation?
I started that conversation, and he didn't say anything. I said, well, maybe I can just have a 1 day a week for you. Because honestly, she saved our marriage, right? Because I don't want to clean the goddamn house. You know, I've better things to do with my time. I'm going to have to start doing that again, just for now.
Well, not if you have a good cleaner and it comes in and she can do a couple hours a week.
I think maybe she's gotten a bit comfortable over the years too. to be honest.
There's a difference though, cleaner and housekeeper,
She's a
right?
housekeeper.
Because I think,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. She's not really a cleaner.
Yeah,
She's
she
a
is for other
housekeeper.
people, but not for us. Yeah.
Yes.
So she has got to
Well,
be
yeah,
comfortable. Yeah. Because I think about some of the ones that I've had previously and what they could get done in 2 hours. And, you know, I go in
yeah.
after she's been in and I'm like, there's still stuff on the kitchen table. What's going on here? And Danny won't tell her what to do. So I've got to take a moment.
You got to delegate, Sally.
I've got to tell her what I want. Like every surface
Exactly.
and everything should have a home. She should know everything where it all goes by now. Yeah. So anyway, I've at least started the conversation.
I started conversations around investment and potentially, yes, bringing on some investors.
Yes.
So that, you know, yes, because one of the things that we know is important, right? You know, it's either time or money, right? As you always say,
everything is a trade-off of time or
how
money.
to check for speed, right? Yeah.
How to check for speed.
And we want speed. We always go for speed, even though it, you know, it might means that we have to compensate for something, right? And so for us, you know, advertising is really important. You know, you have to keep something, as you would say, turn the tap on. The tap has to be constantly on.
I know. Do you know how hard it has been not running any marketing? Because
I know, for the last month.
For the last month. And you know, we actually had to stop after I lost my Facebook account, which was at the end of November. So it's actually been 2 months, Jacqui.
I think that was a sign. I think that's a sign for the universe telling us something, right?
Slow down. We had to slow down.
We had to. And even now, like my fingers get really itchy and I'm like, okay, we need to, you know, okay, I don't know, remind ourselves, no, we got to get back. I said, should I go to this? Oh, I should do something. No, actually we got to be focused. So you got to remind yourself, yes, focus on what we need to do right now. So this quarter is our focus, right? Is on fulfillment.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
and we've got some pretty big businesses we're planning to approach and we have to get fulfillment right before we approach these companies because we only get one crack at it, really.
Exactly.
And the Canva Made Easy people were not our ideal clients.
They weren't. However, you know,
we found a couple of golden nuggets in there, but from thousands of people to find only a couple of golden nuggets, you know, like I think, and that came up in Team Retreat, right?
Yeah,
like our ideal client and staying true to businesses that have actually got clients.
Yeah.
Because I think the Canva challenge really just attracted a heap of startups or people who think they want to run a business, but they don't
running a hobby.
Yeah. No, you can't run a business and invest nothing.
The mindset is so different, right? Running a business, you know, you got to have the right mindset to go in because it's not just I'm going to come in, put some things together and hope it works. And there's a lot understatement. It's not for everyone. I tell you what, you know, people think, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and it's a great idea. But the thing is, and it'll give me freedom and it'll give me this and I can do. And yeah, sure, it will at some point, right? But it's not necessarily what it cuts out to be at the beginning. So you have to be prepared for some, you know, we are a big believer in work smarter, not harder. But let me tell you, at the beginning, there is a lot of harder as well as the smarter as well too, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, you know, you are putting the hours, right? If you know, you want to grow.
And right? You've been great at helping us find staff, right? That's one thing I realize now. I get them in and I never get rid of them. Right? If they're no good, they're just lovely people. So I keep them, keep beating that dead horse, hoping that one day they'll learn. But if we want to grow, we need to get the right people on the team. Right people, right seats, as it says in Traction.
Correct.
right?
Right? That's our investment in our staff,
Yeah.
and that allows us to grow. We have to have staff that can want to be capable of, you know,
Yeah. And
um,
eventually looking for
get it.
leaders, right? For
Oh, for
us to
sure.
take a step back.
Yeah, we want people who are leaders who are smarter than us, so that, you know, like I said, you know,
Yeah.
that we can grow.
And another thing we did with not paying ourselves is we set ourselves a limit, a goal to hit that amount in the owner's comp bank account before we touch it. Because that way, once we do start touching it, I mean, it's going to keep refilling, right, as the income comes in. But you don't want to be scraping to pay yourself once you do start paying yourself. So that's why we're building a little nest egg. So I'd love to have, I reckon, a good 50 grand sitting in that account
Yeah,
eventually, where it just sits there and we always know we can pay ourselves,
yeah,
right? And it becomes a bit of a safety net. And then once that
yeah.
hits, that's what I did with the last business. You know, Danny doesn't realize how good he had it. And then,
Well, no, he does now.
well, he will
He
soon
will
because,
when
yeah,
this is going to hit him.
yeah, because like he does. I mean, he sees it. Like he'll sit and in the lounge room, he's like, "Oh, the sound's really beautiful because we've got really awesome surround sound, and the TV is like the size of the whole wall, you know, and our whole backyard, right?" But yeah, he just gets paid and he spends his money, and he's never done that. Like I've always segmented money into envelopes, right? Before there was anything else, it used to be envelopes or, you know, when I
Yeah.
had no money, it was little sections in my purse, and I would never touch my rent money section, even if I wanted to buy alcohol, right? I'd stay away from it. And my
Yeah.
electricity bill was in another section of my wallet, and I would not touch it. Um, when I was saved for a guitar, right? That was another section, and it sat
Yeah.
there for 4 months saving for my guitar in my wallet. And I had hardly any money back then. Like I was like busking on the street to get extra money.
Yeah.
But I think that's the go without to get more later thing. I think my grandparents taught me that. They were really
Yeah.
good at teaching me how to create it, but then also how, like if we went on holidays, say we went away for 10 days and I had $100, Pa would have it in a little box with a little, you know, key in the boot of the car. And every morning he would say, "Do you want your $10 today?" And if I didn't,
Oh.
tomorrow I got $20, right? And that
Yeah.
way I also had money all the way through the holiday and I didn't just spend it at the start. So, you know, he always taught me how to manage and segment. I had many Milo tins across the top of my bed
Yeah.
for different things.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I mean, you've gone through quite a lot of challenges in your life as well.
Yeah, a
Now,
couple.
and you've had a lot of learning. So I think your resilience, you have a real high resilience with this business. Now, with challenges thrown at us in the last months, and you know, our um, our account where our, you know, our cash flow there, we had a target amount, we've said, okay, right, we start paying ourselves, and then at the same time there's things coming in, and then how do you, right, because I'm curious to know what, you know, how you pull yourself through it, from a mindset, like what do you say to yourself, or what do you
Yeah.
do, you know, what can you share for those who are going through, you know, similar, like I guess challenges where they have something but then things happen along the way with the businesses, and then they get thrown back and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, you have moments like, oh my gosh, maybe I should just give up, and you know, but no, I really want to do this. So how, you know, what do you say to yourself, what are you, you know,
Mm.
what yeah, what how do you need to be, who do you need to be in order for you to kind of get through
I
that hurdle?
I think for me it is belief, right? I have a big
Mm,
vision, and I guess also I've had nothing.
mm,
So because I have had nothing, where everywhere I look I see there's money,
mm,
right? So the bank account may not look strong, but God, look around at all the things I could sell. um,
I was
and
just,
but I really
I was
truly
thinking about my Balenciaga bag. I was like, yeah, I haven't used that, and that could go
yeah,
towards Facebook ads. That's
yeah,
$1,000.
right.
Anyone wanting to buy a Balenciaga bag? Let me know. I think could go towards our Facebook ads.
Exactly. And I mean that's what I did because the first business sort of just grew as a hobby and transitioned, right? So it started as a hobby. So there was the photography and design that really I was doing, but it was a side hobby. And then I was also teaching at the same time. Then the network marketing was the thing that was a real catalyst to realize I really want to do this full time. And then when I
Right.
left the network marketing company, I went all in on the Sparkle Class Academy. But I ran the math too, right? Like I was very much like I knew if I spent this much on an ad, it would cost me this much for a lead, and then I would get this much when I closed. And I could see that if I had spent 5,000 on ads, it would take me around 45 days to get that 5,000 back, and then everything after that became profit. So I knew from testing, like, I mean, I didn't start out spending 5,000. I started out spending 500 in a month, right? But I wasn't scared to spend a bit.
Okay, let me ask you this. When you're spending 500 a month, what stage, in your business were you at in terms of turnover? Like, what would you
Oh,
recommend
hardly
people?
anything, love. I was, yeah, hardly anything. It was, I don't even think I was paying myself properly back then. I've
Mm,
never really paid myself properly, to be honest. I
mm,
mostly I have things now that I have to pay, like school and things for
mm,
Shay. But in the early days, we just lived off Danny's income, and
mm,
um, I would say maybe a grand or two a month. But I could,
mm,
when you run the math and you think, okay, 45 days to get back, or your 500, for example, then every day after that is profit. So then you take that profit and reinvest it, and then you grow again. And this is what's been really hard about not running marketing, because there's
mm.
always churn on the back end. So you
Yeah.
have to be growing on the front end, because it's inevitable you're going to lose people on the back end. And I don't think we have to run ads soon, right? Because we were cash flow positive. I think now, since we haven't run ads for 2 months, we're getting close to going back to cash flow negative. Um, so yeah, I think I used to bang on doors pretty much. Facebook groups back in the day too used to actually work. It's a big change from back then when you could post in Facebook groups and people would go, "Oh, I'm interested." They don't do that anymore, right? It's not like it used to be. It still can
Yeah.
happen, but not like it used to, because it was so fresh and new in the early 2000s.
So what would be the one word that you would use, um, that you think that you must have as a character?
Resilience and belief. It's
Ah,
2 words. You
yeah.
have to believe. I think
Yeah.
you can't. I know what it is.
Believe in yourself in the
Abundance
business or believe in the
mindset.
business?
You have to have an abundance mindset.
Mm,
And I always think about, like, I've been through a lot in my life, but my resilience is higher because I have. What I find, and especially with working with a lot of business owners, especially in network marketing, the best people to join your team in network marketing are not people that have got a lot of free time. It's actually busy people, because they already know how to manage their time. They complain less. They just get shit done. Where somebody who doesn't have as many commitments tends to complain more. They find it
make
harder.
excuses.
They're always, yeah, because their mindset isn't as strong as somebody. And even like the people that I've met through therapy, and those people that have had a really friggin' hard time tend to be more positive people and more resilient. And there was a story I used to share about, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like, if somebody was really struggling and they would tell me their story of their struggle, and I would be like, oh, holy shit, I've been through 10 times worse. But they haven't. So their scale of measurement to what's bad is a
It's different.
smaller range than somebody
Yeah.
who's had really horrible shit happen. So when really bad stuff happens, it's got to get pretty bad for me to be worried now, because I've had nothing, like I was couch hopping and going to the Salvos to the bread bin. If you got there early in the morning, sometimes it was warm. Right? So, yeah, I think that's the resilience. But you've also got to have an abundance mindset.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the
What about you? Like, tell me about
yeah,
how you, because this
sure.
has been hard for you, this as well, not just me.
Yeah.
You're going through stuff, but, the last couple of months, we've been working long days. And this is back, like I stopped all of this and now I'm back in it again. How are you feeling with everything that's happening?
Yeah. Well, the long days have certainly had a toll on my family, right? Not saying, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. Yeah, it definitely has, you know. But when I am with my kids, then I'm 100% present, and I'm seeing this as the short term, right? Short term thing. It's a short term it's a short term must do for now, and so that I can create more balance in my life as well. um it hasn't been easy, especially we've also been thrown other personal issues at this as well. So when you're navigating business stuff and then you've also got personal stuff thrown at you, right? There are some big challenges, and I think it's knowing that this is only temporary. Temporarily. This is only a temporary situation that I'm going through, and I keep reminding myself of the vision that of what this is going to turn into, and that one day we're going to laugh and look back at this, right? Because and in the meantime, right, I just know it. I have the knowing. I think you've got to have the knowing. You've got to have the knowing and trust that everything's going to be okay, right? And you're right, the belief, that's the belief, the knowing, right?
Yeah.
That it's all going to work out, and that the universe will show its way, but also that we need to take action. We can't just sit on our ass and not do anything. Sorry, but I mean, if you're just trying to meditate and hope that I'm not, get me wrong, I meditate every single day. I can tell you it works. However, right, in taking inspired, imperfect action is so important, aligned with your why and your big vision, and that's what gets me going. Of course, balance is, we talked about, I think, in the last time, with balance is one of the words that we did. It was one of the important words that
well, it's your word of the year, right?
It was my, and it still is. However, what does balance mean to you?
I know.
Right?
I can see Danny misses
something...
me. He misses me, and I use work as avoidance as well, right?
Yeah.
Which
it's
my
that's
happy
probably
place.
Yeah.
Well, it's my happy place again. So before I really fell out of love with the Sparkle Class Academy after Mum died. I just I was just going through the motions, and I come across and I worked and I invested in MJA because I was just looking for something else. And we're not paying ourselves, guys, yet. So that was the goal for January, was to start paying ourselves, but we've decided marketing is more important.
Yeah,
And
because why?
yeah,
Marketing is more important because we think again, this is numbers, what we're going to spend on is going to give us more, right? Um, and so we're willing to take that risk. Well, we're willing to put in the effort to do that because you've done the numbers, um, and it works, and that's what we need to also um, to bring in our
yeah,
clients, the right clientele that we want to.
and
It
more
doesn't mean that we're not going to
networking.
stop networking. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that we're not going to stop networking because we love it. And actually, that's probably another session we should talk about. Another is how can you make networking fun? Because I know for a lot of people I speak to, they just hate it. They're just like, oh, I can't.
But once you're at the event, it's kind of like going for a walk, right? Getting out of the house, putting your shoes on.
Yeah, it's meeting new people. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, getting dressed
Yeah.
up and or
Because
not.
I think, oh, I've got to, go out, right? But when I'm there,
When you're
I'm
there,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Once you're there, you're good. But you also got to make sure that you also have the right intention. I'm a big believer that if you're going to go to a networking function, you need to have an intention in mind of what you want to achieve, right?
Yes.
Apart from meeting beautiful people, you're right. It is to know what you want to get out of there. Like, who is it that you want to meet? Who uh, who is it? Hello, Glenda. Um, who is it that exactly you want to meet?
Well, we
Um,
generally, when you're heading off to a networking event, we'll have a chat, and we're going to meet and add to our list of people who may need us. We'll pick a number as well, so you kind of go
yes, we
in
did.
with
Never had a goal. Yeah, we had a goal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Chris reckons it's like having your teeth pulled.
I said, Chris, we're gonna have to chat.
I
We make it
yeah.
fun. We make it fun. I said to say, okay, my goal. I'm gonna go to this networking event. I'm gonna meet 10. The 10, 10, 10 is my number. I'm going to put the intention out there, and that is my goal. And and of course, I want these type of people that I want to meet with. My people that are fun and loving and abundance, and because I think that's important, right? As
Yeah.
well.
And when I'm at a networking event, I just lead with curiosity. So I'm just really curious about
Yeah,
the people. So I ask them more questions about themselves than, I don't really spend as much time telling people about what I do. I'm
yeah,
asking lots of questions and being really super curious. And then they ask you, and so what do you
questions.
do? Right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I lead with curiosity because I just want to get to know them. You never know, even if
yeah.
they're not our people, they might know people who are our people.
Correct. And it's not necessarily about work either,
Yeah.
right? Um, so I think, Chris is saying, trying being stuck with the person explaining the viscosity of the oil is great. Oh,
Oh, one of those people that just keep talking about
all right. Yeah,
themselves.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Right. I
yeah.
actually we were at the Geelong Forward Drive Club meeting one day, and he's what would you say? So, anti-vaxxers and, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, yeah.
all of the conspiracy theory types. And he's talking, and I'm like, oh, got a phone call. And I'm walking away and I'm thinking to myself, don't ring, phone, don't ring.
Do you actually know there's a number you can actually press dial to actually call you back? Call you. So if you ever need help or you need someone to take you away from something that you're not, it's like the phone rings.
I love
There's
that.
an app
Yeah,
for
I
that.
just couldn't get away from him. And now every time my husband sees this particular person, he goes, oh, there's your good friend. Oh, but look, I haven't been out to networking. You sent me a list of some networking events locally down here that I should do. and for me, I just keep thinking of all the tech I need to finish building, right? So
Yeah. You've got a
I can
team.
write the SOPs. So every week I've given myself a goal to do one SOP. The business in a box, that's the big one that I
That's the
need to
biggest
get
one.
finished.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, next month, so some stuff that is coming. Next month is I'm working with Shalene Johnson and the team at Marketing Impact Academy. So I'll be running a course creation challenge inside of the Marketing Impact Academy community. And I do this at least once a year to help them out. And but Shalene, that Marketing Impact Academy was my very first ever course that I purchased. And it was,
Ah,
yeah. And I sold things from the garage to buy it. It was
yeah.
$1,997. It was a big first investment in a course, like an online course that is not through school, right? I'd done education and I became a teacher and all things, but that was my first. And so last night I was scrolling through, and I'm sure there's heaps of posts because my Facebook account went away that are no longer in the group,
Oh,
right? Because I was going back to have a look at some of my posts. Actually, I'll have a look, and I was taking screenshots so that I could capture the people that I've helped inside the community, because that community has been running for, well, however long it was. Let me see if I can find the screenshots. But there was some celebratory posts, and luckily I did them on another account back then, so I actually got to see it. But let me see if I can find it. So June 2019, right in the middle of going live for 24 hours. Were you around when I used to do a 24-hour live? I would go live on the
oh,
hour, every hour for
yes, I think
24
I joined
hours.
you. I think there were moments where we could join or something like that, and we'd come in and take turns or something like that. I think,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah. So I would go
yeah,
live, but then I would get other people to take one of the lives if I needed a nap.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I
I did a
remember
few of
that.
those. Then there was another good one that I found as well. Hopefully I took the screenshot. Oh, August 2020, planning my first online conference. So that was Sparkle OnCon. That was the one that I did where I got everybody organized in 4 weeks, 52
Yeah,
speakers.
literally,
I,
it was 4 weeks. I remember that one for
yeah.
sure.
And
I
then
was like, four
everybody I
weeks.
knew, I'm like, can I use your Zoom account? Can I use your Zoom account? Because we had a landing page with different room names that went to different people's Zoom accounts. So that all the experts could have breakouts, and then we had the main stage account, and we had a like a help desk that people could go in if they got lost and couldn't find the right Zoom room. And I literally pulled that out of just ideas in my brain. I don't know of anyone who had done anything before that I could follow. It was just because the VOZ already existed. I just kind of used that, but just went big. Um, Here we go.
I think it was the fact that you actually organized a massive
It was
online
huge.
conference
Yeah.
in 4 weeks.
Where is this other one? I hope I took a photo of it. There was one of me. Yeah. So here, this was May. I didn't realize how far back some of these went, but this is May. Oh, hang on a second. I don't know if I can share it in this room. Give me one sec. Let's just try that button. Okay, so that's not the right button, but we can change that to, where is it? Asana, Campfire. No, not Finder. Oh, maybe it is. Screenshot. That's what I'm looking for. Come on, maybe if I push it like this. There we go, screenshot. And go. Oh, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Come on.
I see
Add to calendar.
GSD
Yeah, the
banner.
GSD banner.
You see the banner? Gosh,
Is it?
okay, I
No,
need to put
don't
my
that's
glasses on.
there it is. So this
Oh,
was a
yeah, okay.
post that I did. And this was when I was playing, doing automation back in 2020. Everything in blue is
Wow.
automated, and everything in the color is a human must do. And
Look
then,
at that.
2019. Let's see here. These are just people who have done the challenges, the course creation challenge. Ah, here's one. Back in July 2020, that was when I first started making 40K months consistently. But these are all the people in. There was another one that I did and it was really good. I'm trying to find. Anyway, I was looking through it last night and I'm like, oh, this one here on my whiteboard, right? Check that out.
Oh, yeah.
So this is
Wow.
how I used to do all my automations. I would get my whiteboard, and this is July 2019, and I would put everything on my whiteboard. See if I can zoom here. So the opt-in page, the intro call page, the live in 5 page, the thank you page, the phone squeeze, the calendar page, and then it shows all the zaps to connect, keep, and Kajabi. And then everything in purple is automated, and everything in pink, these are human must do. So human must make these phone calls. But this is how I would build it. And then I would just tick, 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 tick as I'd write them and do them. But that's
Yeah,
how I
look at
used to.
that.
I've got a photo somewhere of my first ever funnel, which was lots of pieces of paper that were printed with what the landing pages looked like and blue tacked onto a whiteboard because I couldn't picture how it all connected. So I had to print out the page designs and then write what was the piece of software I was using. So I was using webinar software, lead something it's called, lead pages, then MailChimp or one of the emailing softwares, and Google Forms was my opt-in. It was a Google form. And then I had to print them all out, write the name of the software, what the page was, and then I had to do that with all the emails as well. And I didn't rub it off my whiteboard for a few years. And then somebody came over and said, just take a photo of it. So it's somewhere. And honestly, like I want to find it. I want to get it printed so I can put it in a frame because that was the beginning of me trying to understand funnels and automation. And I was going back through the group back to, I think it was 2018 was one of the oldest posts that I could see, 18 or 19. And it was me figuring out automation and that transition. Because I was known as a course creator, not automation in the beginning. So I was teaching people how to
Yeah.
teach. Yeah. So, and that's what I do inside of their community is I teach courses. Maybe we should add the course creation to the other people. I mean, they won't be able to see the Marketing Impact course unless they want to go and join Marketing Impact Academy. But maybe if I'm already doing it on a Friday, we could bring it into the community as well. What do you think, Jacqui?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of course creators as well, right? And
Yeah.
our software does create online courses too.
Yeah.
So,
What I used
anything
to,
that we can give our community
yeah.
of, which is a value, I think it's, we always want to push to them anyway. So,
Yeah.
yes.
I might actually go back through and have a look. So the course that I made for Marketing Impact Academy, I made specifically for them. I mean, I feel real bad because they kept asking me for automation courses and membership courses for years, and I never got around to it, which I regret. But now they have the membership guy in doing memberships. I went into my course that's inside of their academy last night and had a look. And Amy Porterfield's in there with me now in the course creation area, because now Amy and Shalene are hanging out. But I really want to do an automation one for them, because really that's my passion, is automation. Well, that was one thing that came out of the team retreat. Our mission, our passion, which is automation and AI with heart.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Patty, and a few others who agreed with her when she said, I never liked AI before you.
Yeah.
She said, but now your automation and AI has heart, and it just stuck, didn't it? It kept coming up time and time again. So
That's right. Yeah, we use it. It's part of our core values, part of us, isn't it?
yeah.
Um, and we remind ourselves, we remind our team as well too.
Yes.
So
Yeah. In the team retreat, what do you think for you was like one of the biggest things that came out of the team retreat that we did? It was only a couple of weeks ago. Like, it feels like months ago now. I don't know about you, but it feels like a long time ago.
look, there were so many. It was also the biggest thing for me was also to see whether the team had a big enough vision. Because in order for us to grow, you need a team. I'm a big believer you need the team behind to just be as, have that vision as well. Have a vision knowing that, oh my God, this is where we can take it. Even though it's scary, and, also team members to ground us, to bring us back to, okay, well, if this is your goal, well, how are we going to actually achieve, and what are the steps? But I think as, looking at it, it was interesting to see what the team thoughts were around, our business, and where they thought that, where we were going to go. Right.
Yeah.
I think you and I have always been on the same page. And I think that's why we make such a good partnership, is because we both have the same values, right? Even in work, which is not necessarily great at times either, because it does affect our personal life, which we're working on. We are working on, for sure. But yeah, what about you?
A lot came out. I think some.
Was there something that you just thought, oh, I didn't know about that, until it was a surprise for you?
Yeah, I will say this team retreat was very different from previous ones for me.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just a whole different vibe than I've
What
ever
would you
had.
describe it? And be honest, I think
Yeah, no,
people.
I think I wasn't as excited as I normally get during a team
Yeah.
retreat. So by the end of day one, normally what would happen is we've set our 10-year goal, right? We've all got excited about this big 10-year thing together. We've done the numbers, and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah." And then we come to the end of the day, and then we would just hang out and chat, right? But it just felt like we were at the end of the day. And then there was no, like, you had to then go back to family. And previously, team retreat was like a bubble that we would go into for 3 days. And I would have people come locally, or we'd go somewhere, and we'd still have people Zoom in. But I felt disconnected this time compared to
What?
previously. And I
Yeah.
think it's the ideas, they didn't flow as much from the team as I had previously. And I just think
Yeah,
it's because they're
I
so
agree.
new
Mm,
as well, and culture as well. I think a little bit to do with culture, and also they're very new on the team.
yeah.
Where in the
I
past,
yeah.
how did you find? Like,
No,
I just
I agree, and I think for them it was because they've never, to be honest, and they were honest about it, that they've never done anything like this before.
mm,
And I don't actually, let's be honest, most companies probably won't bring their VAs or, into retreats, or like, like that either.
Yeah.
Usually there are a lot of, seniors, and when we get to that stage, yeah, it will be a lot of the leadership, but this is also where what our vision is to groom our team to get into that role if they choose to be that. And it is also to help them to think differently too, right? And so it was a challenge because we're so used to we used to actually having entrepreneurs who will just say and what their thoughts are, etc. And there were, of course, there were a couple of members that were sick that couldn't attend, couldn't participate fully. You know, however, it'll be interesting to see the next one, what it'll be like, because I think it's totally different. But you're right. I think what we do need to do is have them in the room where there's no distraction.
So
I
me
think
go
even
into that bubble. Let's fly.
yeah,
Let's all fly to the Philippines, and anyone who's not, get them there, get a nice hotel. Everybody has to come in. We're in a little bubble, and we get to go swimming or play games in the evening.
yeah. It doesn't mean that we're not going to, do fun activities or anything like that, not have a break and work through all those. But it just means that there aren't any other distractions.
Yeah. And I think the previous ones, some of the best ideas came in the evening while you're just chilling out, having something to eat.
Oh yes, they were lunch, or we're having lunch or something like that.
Because you're just sitting around and you kind of conversations go off in all sorts of different directions. And one of the team retreats, we would always prepare food together at lunchtime. Then we'd have a few drinks and dinner, or we'd go out. I think me and one of the girls went off for a 3-hour massage, right? And then she went and got a tattoo, right? So we they were different.
A sparkle tattoo.
I nearly went and got one, but I've been waiting to get one with my daughter for years. But yeah, I definitely think it needs to be in person. It was funny when you were here, I pulled out all my brand values that I had written years ago that I've got little postcards. And because we were going to, redo the values internally as we did, and we just all agreed on them. So, they've moved from like that sparkle values to actually, I guess that's maybe another reason why we get on so well, is because our actual values were the same. I found this here. Let me show you. So this was, one thing I'll say that was good though, is the amount of documentation and time I had after, I guess, because there wasn't as much playtime, to write everything up properly. So I've got it in a good document.
We also had everything. Yeah, you're right. We had more documentations this time round.
Yeah.
Ideas and everything were documented, and I think that was really good too, because then at least because I remember previous ones we were writing on boards, etc. But then it's actually no, we did use Canva last time to actually complete the team retreat.
But this time we used a Google Doc. I just found that was a little easier than Canva, because
we can all just work in on that.
Yeah. And we had, team members working and doing their own notes on a different tab within the same Google Doc. And then I was able to take all of that information, and I'll show you. Let me get this. I'll have to get this screen back up and running again. Let me change it from this. Get that one out of the way. Wrong button. This one here. Too many windows. I love Ecamm, but it has so many windows. Here they are. So here, this is our right. These are our goal. That's not the word.
Our core values.
Yeah. So these are our core values, and
external and internal as well.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Because before, what we would do is, let me just bring Jacqui on screen. Before we would do an internal team one, and then we would do like one for the greater community. But this is now I think it's just going to stick, and everybody, like we've got stickers made up for each of these different values. So for those looking at the values, which ones are you looking at thinking, oh, yeah, that's a good one. That resonates with me. I'm trying to get back to the screen that's hidden somewhere that you guys can see on the share screen. Here it is. So we had team synergy. Our team works best as a united group of entrepreneurs. Sharing culture. So to share,
Yeah.
I'm going to change this word here. To share the OmniSAM. OmniSAM culture first and foremost. Solution-driven, personal and business growth. Always focus on solutions and not problems to allow our business to move forward. Self-empowered, make positive choices. So believe in yourself and that any obstacle can be overcome. Unique and authentic, a genuine individual. Embrace yourself as you are and believe you can. And good karma. It begins with you. Always treat others as you want to be treated and help
That's a
others
big
along
one.
your journey. And
Yeah.
then we have this little, there is a word for this. I did it,
For
Danny's
each one.
mum. So this
Yeah.
circle, Danny's mum told me, I didn't even know when I designed this originally, but you can see how each of them interlink as well. So yeah, I'm really like excited about this. Like I'm thinking, I mean, I know it's just pretty stuff, but having quote stickers and everything made, just like Canva do. You go to Canva, and if you have a look, let me show you Canva values. You can see their values are these. This is their actual values. Open a new tab.
Oh, I love it. It's very colorful.
Right? Be a
Yeah.
good be a good human.
Be a good human. I love that. Yeah.
Right? Set crazy big goals and make them happen. Empower others. Pursue excellence. Make complex things simple. See? That's awesome.
Oh, yes.
Be a force for good. And, I get invited to all the cool Canva events, and they've always got these little stickers all around the office and at the events. You could go and get like T-shirts at the previous event or a hat with the actual thing on it. You could choose your own, and they live and breathe these. Like, be a force for good. They started during COVID like you could nominate people that used Canva to create designs that were helping others. And there was one that I really remember, which was, we're all locked down, and a guy, he had a bus, or a woman, and she covered the bus with, body wrap designs and turned it into a mobile library and would travel the streets she was allowed to for people to exchange books.
Oh.
So, but the design she made was done in Canva that became the wrap on the bus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there was some other amazing humans there that were using Canva for good. And that was one thing I said to you when we started. I want to, when we're cash flow positive, give our software to not-for-profits.
Yes.
And that came from Canva as well, because that's what they do. If you run a not-for-profit, you can apply to use the software for free. And I think similar. Their culture is pretty awesome. Like you go there. You've never been to a Canva event. You need to come. They're bright. They're colourful. Everyone gets dressed up in rainbow. Like we've had a fluoro event, and then lots of food and drink after.
Oh, I like that.
They had a really cool band. Like
I don't drink, but I'm more there for the food.
Yeah, so many food
And the people.
vans, and then they had
Colourful.
DJs and a big stage set up. That's what I would love to see us be like one day. That it's a party for the staff, right? They all come together and get to hang out.
Talk about our ideas of our office and what it'd be like, right? Fun. Google
Yes.
like.
I would love a local Australian office. I think it'd be fun.
We'd have to be both in the same area though.
Yeah, you coming down here, it's cheaper, right?
It is certainly cheaper where you are.
Right. To get into Sydney, right? You've got to be old money now, right? You've got to be born into the city mostly, or you've come from like to get into Sydney now. It's not easy. Come here, babe. You could get a mansion, right? For very little compared to what you would get up there. The weather's nice. Yeah. Right? I like the changes in seasons. That's why I'm not fussed on moving to Queensland because I can't do the heat too well. But no, we do have a goal by the end of the year, though. We want to be starting to look for an office in the Philippines.
Yeah,
that will be our first office. And
we could travel there every quarter.
About that. Yeah. They've got to have like foosball tables or something in there, like all of our little computer games that we've got on.
I think we talked about a napping bed or, a game that can play. It can bring your kids day, bring your dog day.
Oh, it will be, it'll be bring a dog every day.
Bring your pet day. And you're welcome to bring your pets.
No, it won't be it'll just be a pet-friendly office. Anyone can bring their dog to the office as long as they're safe to be around people
bird,
and
dog,
other
cat. Yeah. Cat, as long as no one's allergic to all of them, then
Well, my friend came, I haven't seen for years, came to dinner the other night. And she's cuddling our dogs and she's like, oh, I'd love her as an office dog. And that's what I thought, right? To have an environment where the people are allowed to bring their dogs. The TV show that my husband works on, that they allow that in their office. You can bring your dog to work.
Yeah. My friend, when she had the recruitment business, we had our dog in the office pretty much every day. Yeah.
Chris is coming to, I think the message from Chris was he was going to come to the Philippines.
As a dummy.
Well, didn't we talk about this a year or two ago? That we were going to run a team retreat in the Philippines and then we would have to do it before maybe because you kind of want to break after, but do a customer retreat as well. So we could actually, because we want, that's on our to-do list, is to have.
We could also do a team retreat for the customers, so that would be really good.
That's what Well, with all the new experts that are starting.
There's a few activities we did think of that I think there's a lot of thinking around that.
Yeah.
Excited.
Well, so here's some things that I can tell you is we've had applications for experts. So I've got Sarah pulling the list together.
When are they coming in? So
when
is our first expert session?
We were supposed to have them organised and started for February, and it's the second last day of the month, and we haven't reached out to a lot of them. I know we've locked in John Bellamy. He's going to be doing LinkedIn and direct marketing, and he's got some pretty awesome tech tools for that.
And what day was that? I think it was 6th of Feb for some reason.
Yeah, I think it was the same day we had the original meeting, and then he's going to come every other week. So he's going to do it every 2 weeks. So I have him. Oh, I'm in the wrong calendar. Let me jump over and have a look. But let me have a look.
While Sully's doing that.
So the 13th of February he starts.
Is it? Session. Okay. We haven't invited him to the calendar yet, so we need to do that.
Oh, I have. Yes, when I got his email.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, and he's ticked the yes button. When I got his email, he's you haven't sent me an invite yet. He has. He's ticked the yes. Okay. It's in the OmniSAM master calendar. But some other people that we've lined up is we've got somebody coming in for AI productivity. So
yes.
Yeah, so I've got Michelle Hill. I've got a bot that I've been developing specifically with OmniSAM knowledge. And so she's going to help teach people how to use that. So rather than, using the chat support or searching the knowledge base, actually being able to ask questions, but she will teach people how to ask questions the right way to get the answers for how to use it. But then also she's got lots of other tips on how to be more productive using AI. So I thought that's going to be a really cool one.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exciting.
I can't. There's a few of them I can't say until I lock them down. So I'm in conversations with people. We've got some mindset people that we've still got to reach out to. We've got lots of like clients that I really love it. The ones that applied that actually wrote topic ideas. I think that made it easier because then I can go, yeah, that aligns. Oh, maybe we need to shift that. And if you've applied, start thinking because we're going to be reaching out. But we need some topic ideas because we're going to be promoting you. And I don't want to have to be chasing you every week for what your topic's going to be, even though that's what the team do with me every week.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah. So lots of systems, mindset. So Jacqui, that's the other thing. You're shifting. You will be doing mindset / sales. You're going to be a sales expert now instead of the mindset. It's all around mindset and sales, but we're going to be more promoting you as sales. So you talk to that, like, you're not just doing all your magic framework anymore.
So my background actually does come from more sales, customer service background. And, the reason why I was able to build such great relationships being employee of the quarter and top salesperson in the company is because I was able to build relationships. The key to selling is building relationships and how to adopt an abundance mindset and build relationships at the same time. So I'm really excited to share some of the tools, etc. And the old way of doing sales is very different now, right? As we've changed over the last few years, you cannot be doing the hardcore selling, right? Now than you did before. Things have changed, right? Society has changed. The way people buy, their buying behavior has changed as well, especially with being digitally online, right? So that's something that I love to share, and I love it because it's such a big part of any business. You have to learn how to be a good salesperson. You have to learn how to sell your product. You cannot keep your product as a secret, right?
Yes, you can't sell a secret. I have a sticker I made for that. I have so many stickers and boxes and things. Jacqui with the Sparkle Class Academy logo on it that's over there, which I have to use.
So we're excited about that.
You shifting to sales. I think that's because you do that. I do those sort of more techie sales calls. I don't do.
Oh, you're very good at sales as well. I mean, no, don't get me wrong.
I love sales.
Sally, and Sally loves it. However, there are a lot of focus at the moment, I think at the moment, you're focusing on other things while I'm focusing on
tickets.
This part of the business. Yeah,
bloody tickets.
The other thing I think. Oh, it's almost close. 10:19.
Oh yeah. We said we'd only
here's
do
an idea hour, to kind of end the session. I would love to put it out there for our next campfire. If there's anything that you would love us to talk about or share or have a chat, and maybe
ask
what we'll do is also
anything.
we'll ask.
Maybe we should ask us anything.
Yeah.
Send in your questions. So send all your questions so they go into the ticketing system. Send them to support at omnisam.com.au. Support at omnisam.com.au. And use the subject line, ask me anything. And then I'll be able to file those away. And then, we will go through all the questions and we will just pull a question out each and ask us anything that you're thinking, how do they do this? How do they manage that? And, we're very open and honest with everything. Like some of these sessions where we're talking numbers, what we're spending, like telling you that
Well,
I
open
am
book.
started to have that conversation about getting rid of the housekeeper. Not getting rid of, just for now.
Oh, there are potential other ways that we could resolve this as well too. So solution focus driven, right?
Correct.
So
Right. Go sell one of Danny's 8 cars. No. Every time he wants to buy a part for the car.
I don't know. Would he prefer that or the housekeeper? He might actually forego the housekeeper over that, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah, probably. He's having more fun with his car, right? I think that's going to be his, retirement projects that he's.
Yeah.
Because he will retire. I won't, but
I can't wait to see it complete it.
Well, yeah, I would like to see it on the road. That would be nice.
Yeah.
So I would. So back. Oh God, Shay was
paint
tiny.
it purple?
Shay was no. They're just toys. They're Suzuki toys that he's going to take out on the tracks But
that's why it would be great.
Yeah. Well, I swear Shay would have been early primary school, and we kept putting like $5 here and $5 there, and I used to keep it in an envelope because I knew that he needed, I don't know, like $800 to buy a Suzuki, right? Just an old beaten up Suzuki that he could just take out and just trash it. So we actually did a treasure hunt all around the house to find like $800 of $5 and $10 notes.
Ah.
And we left little clues, and it took ages. And finally, at the end, it says buy a Suzuki, and it's probably been what, Shay's 19. I would say it's been 12 years. I'm still waiting for that bloody first Suzuki to get on the road. He still has not finished one.
Maybe that's
But what he does do, if he needs a part, he'll want a part, but he'll go buy the whole bloody car and bring another one home. Because he goes, because I'll be able to sell parts of it. He's never sold a thing.
I should have driven my other car and he could have bought that and then
he doesn't, but then people want bits and he gives it away. And, but at least he's neat now with his cars, right? They used to be everywhere. Now he at least is neat with them. So you wouldn't realize how many body parts of Suzukis are all around our property because he's at least neat. But
I've seen it. I'm
to weld this year. He's been learning welding. So he's fixing panels and, he's been practicing all different types of welding. And I'm learning. I had no idea. Look, I haven't tried to weld because I don't want to put on all the gear. It just looks horrible and uncomfortable. And he's so super safe. Like he's even got one of those hats that like put air into it and everything. Like my dad, he would just wear sunglasses because, old fashioned. All of my dad's jumpers have welding holes in them because he doesn't wear a lot of protective gear.
Oh my gosh.
He's 70 odd. They're still old fashioned. He still uses the old style welders, and Danny's was too technical, I think, at the beginning when Dad started playing with it because it's got lots of buttons. It probably connects to his phone. Danny, even the friggin' plants connect to his phone and tell them when they're thirsty or they need more sunshine.
Oh, I love that. Remind me, I need that app. I need that.
Well, Shay left you flowers. How's your orchids going?
I know. Let me show you.
Oh, yes, I haven't seen the flowers. Oh, so they're carnations. Is that what they're called?
They're carnations. They are.
They're
beautiful.
So pretty.
Look, yeah.
Oh, so cute.
So cute.
Yeah. And what about your orchid?
I have it on my table. See here? Yeah.
Yeah.
On my
so
table
we bought
there.
Jacqui a really lovely orchid, but we've got to remind her to give it a bath.
It's blossomed, but the flowers have kind of fallen off, but it's still there. It hasn't. It's still growing, still green. It's still green. When it's green, it's good news. When it's green, it's good news.
We've only got one spot in our house that he can grow them, and that's it, the kitchen sink, because it's the only place with enough sun. But you've got to soak it. Do you give it its little bath?
Oh, yeah. Well, that one I've given it baths, and the other one's like, I soak it. Sometimes forget, and then I remember to put it out. And now, there's the other one has blossomed again. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I was worried I drowned it, actually. I was worried I drowned it because I left it in there.
for days. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's the same as
Oh
me.
my
Like
God, dude.
Shay messaged me for something it was talking to Danny. I forget what it was. And she messaged you when you didn't message her back, and I go, "Oh, just like your mother." And she laughed. It's our ADHD love, right?
Oh my gosh.
I saw my nurse this week, and
ADHD, by the way, is 1026. So
it is. Yeah. I'll share that with you later. What I was going to say that the nurse told me about.
What was it?
Oh, okay. So whenever anybody asks me, like, if anybody says I should do this, you've got to do this, I'm like, I'm not going to do it because you're telling me to, right? Or Danny will.
Well, shoulding is that I don't like the word should.
Yeah,
You're shooting
go do this. Do that. And the more you want me to do it, the more I won't.
Oh, yeah.
And
so what's the other way?
So she said because her husband would, because since she's got ADHD as well, and she says very, very common that we don't like to be told what to do. And he'll tell me, and I'll be like, well, because you've been so must do, I don't want to do it, right? But she said her husband has shifted the way he speaks to her. So if he says to her, "You've got to go feed the chooks," she'll go, "Well, you go do it. Don't tell me to do it." But now he says to her, "Hey, Mel, would you like to feed the chooks?" So
would you like to?
Right? And she'll go, "Oh, yeah, that'll be good." And off she goes. She's watched over the years the way he asks for stuff that he wants done is just seeing if she wants to rather than saying you need to or you have to or you should. So I actually told Danny that when I got home from the nurse the other day. So we'll see. It's like
That's
going
a great
for
idea.
a walk. The more he hounds me to go walking, the less I want to go. I don't know why, but apparently it's a very common thing with ADHD. I don't know. I know that I have the thing.
I love it.
Yeah, see, I want to start enjoying
it. It's the time, though.
Oh, somebody's asking for us to review a song. Okay. We have our own song. And yes, Jacqui, thank you. We do need to go. We did say we'd only stay for an hour, and it's been an hour and 17. So,
we can talk we know that we can talk for a long time.
For a long time. We will be back. Last Thursday of every month will be Campfire Chat. Next month, we're bringing in the experts, brand new, within the paid community now. But then they'll also come onto the live streams. And lots of other good stuff happening. And
we're very excited. We are.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to but I think let's focus on courses next month, I think, February. Since I'm already teaching it for one community.
Well, there's a few things we are actually focusing on next February.
And I've got to turn ads on.
Yes, and affiliate trainings. Affiliate trainings.
Yes, affiliate training is starting next month. Second Wednesday. No, second Thursday of every month is affiliate training. And then third Thursday of every month is the GSD for the Business in a Box. And then last Thursday of every month is us.
Yes. Yeah. So affiliate training, we are a big believer in sharing, making a big win-win situation for everyone, right? So
looks like we lost Jacqui or we lost me. She's frozen. That's a sign. That's the universe telling us it's time to go. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I do have an outro scene here for us somewhere. You can listen to our song. It's probably the wrong thing. But have a good rest of your week and elites. We'll see you in the Voz. Bye for now. Yeah, we've definitely lost her. Bye, guys.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you Better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.